Yeah, you know, it's our senior night tonight. We just want to come in there, we want to end it, leave them upset.
Although this game doesn't have any effect on our seeding going into states, you know, we want some momentum and we want to leave off on a good note going into states and playing against powerhouse Rumps and Fairhaven.
Well, it's definitely an important game in the sense that we want to get a win before a big team like Rumson, and I actually saw the Rumson coach. I think he was in the stands probably scouting us, so if we put on a good show there, then it's important that they're going to look at us differently going into that game.
Yeah, it's been a back and forth game, but really we need to lock in defensively. We've been doing it on offense, but we all need to pull our weight on the defensive side of the ball.
Shoot it! That's good.
It is not going to work if you only care about one end. It's not. And that's what you guys look like. You care about playing offense and nothing else right now.
I think the team this year is way more offensive minded, and me included, since that's what we're all very skilled at, and I think 1 through 5 we can all score, but to come together as a team defensively is more important, and in that time we didn't shut down a team like Roselle Park, which really isn't that good offensively. We were definitely way better than them, but if we can shut them down in the second half defensively, then we're going to come out with a win.
Listen, good news, 16 minutes. Only down 2, right? Down 2. Down 2, 16 minutes to play. Hey, 1 possession at a time. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on. Have some fun, go get it. Let's go. Go get it for you.
Family out 3, 1, 2, 3, fam!
So we need to lock up and not give them any momentum or hope that they can win this game.
I really put that on today. You know, I'm committed to Tennessee for Bull, the Eric Emanuel, 100% real, Nike socks and Crocs, something light. You know, it's just what I pop out in. Yeah, it's a back and forth game. We just got to get some stops, string some of those together, and we know we'll come out in the second half firing and keep making shots, and we'll beat them.
Going into that inbound, he said if we don't score, we need to foul or get the ball back. I was going for the ball and he was just in the way. I honestly didn't even mean to hit him.
You gotta be ready, right? Cody's gonna screen for Matt, curl in. But Cameron, you're gonna be able to turn a corner. If you go to the rim, you gotta go chest up or hit Ventu's high hand on the roll. Okay? Listen, we wanna go at 11 if we can. play together defensively. Okay, we win. Okay, so we have no pressure on us. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, a bunch of free throws down the stretch, but there's no pressure for me. I know I'm gonna hit them all.
Roosevelt Park had some fans there. It was their senior night, but nothing we've never experienced before. I mean, honestly I love playing against a big crowd, but they didn't really get in our heads or anything like that. It was just business at that point.
Back at the line, and these shots very important as well.
A lot of pressure. You want to win badly, and sometimes that pressure is internal, whether you're fouled intentionally or unintentionally. Guys struggle sometimes with that.
We didn't show up today. We weren't ourselves, missed a lot of shots, open shots, free throws, just couldn't get anything to fall, and just ended up getting unlucky in the end, which in a game where we definitely could have won. So got a big game next against Rumson.
I think the Roosevelt Park game was really important to us because it meant putting us over the top of the 500 record. And I think to a lot of people that may not be important, but for us and where our program is directed toward, we really wanted that record. I thought it was important for our younger kids, the building of the program, the momentum as we went forward. And of course, anytime you take the court, you want to win because you want that feeling of winning to kind of translate to practice the next day and then, of course, to the state tournament. 1,920 seconds in a game. And I think one of the things throughout the season that hurt us is we struggled to play a complete game. So here again, we did not play a complete game. So it didn't, people can say all they want about, you gave up the last shot or somebody didn't put a hand up or why didn't you defend it differently? Again, if we would have made the plays that we needed to make early in the game, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, you don't put yourself in a spot where you have to defend that last second shot.
We just need to move on. We possibly got one game left against a really good team, and we just need to lock in.
Nobody's betting on us, so we got a little chip on our shoulder. We got to go in, we got to try and prove some really all around on paper they're a better team than us, but we got to go bring it, and we got to make miracles happen.
It's a tough matchup. It's a really tough matchup. So.
I think if you look at us throughout the season, we bounced back all year very, very well. If we lost on a Friday night, I think the stats, we were 6-0 on Saturday. Or if we're back-to-back games, not just Friday, Saturday, majority of them were Friday, Saturday. But if you look at the way we handle adversity all year long, we would lose anytime we played back-to-back, we came back and won. But we needed to be able to shake it off, step up, and kind of move forward to next game. And what gave me, positive thoughts was we've done it all year.
Number 0, Jason Woods. Number 11, Danny Galligan.
We got nothing to lose, boys. Win on 3! 1, 2, 3, win! Everybody flash the ball. Look to cut back doors, too. Cut back doors. Listen, we're bears on the side here. Be patient with it. Let's go. Focus on 3, 1, 2, 3, focus. First quarter, they hit a couple threes on us. Okay, they're good, they're gonna make the run. Now you just gotta chip away, possession at a time. Can't come all 1 or 2 possessions. It's gotta come in, you gotta get stops. Gotta get stops. Hey, listen, 60 minutes, we're playing hard.
3 minutes, coach.
Right, let's put it together, let's go, go.
Friendly out 3, 1, 2, 3, 5.
I'll stop there. Go to half, let's keep it up, let's go.
Ian played really well. Dennis could shoot the rock. Just everyone contributing in their own ways.
I want to make sure that the younger guys understand what a state tournament game looks like, how it feels, because there is a different feel to it. There's a different feel to a county game than a Wednesday, 5:30 tip in Middlesex than there is to a packed gym in Rumson or any place you're playing in the county tournament. So when you bring those guys to at least see it, and if they can get on the floor Obviously, you would hope that they get on the floor when you're winning at the end of the game, but if they can feel the magnitude, feel the moment's not too big for them when they actually get there as a contributing player. You were toe-to-toe with them for 2.5 quarters. And then we just kind of let ourselves go. They hit a couple shots, and they're good. They're good. They won 17 games this year. And they're a good short conference team. But it just shows when you play the way you're capable of playing. You guys can play with anybody in the state and anybody group 2. You can, because you did. I don't care what the scoreboard said. I'm very proud of our effort tonight. Very proud. We did a lot of good things, right? They just made a few more shots than we did. So we should be proud of some things that we did, because we played hard. We really did. Be proud of your effort. Let's get dressed. Let's get the hell out of here. Good job. Let's go.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3, family.
So I coached Danny Kuhn, Ben Santos, and Cody from when they were 3rd graders and all the way up. So you think about how lucky and grateful I am to have been a part of their life and lead us to this last game. It is something special that not everybody gets to experience. So I had this moment with these guys. So getting on the bus, you think about, and I'll be honest with you, all those memories of, Metuchen Rec, of, St. Francis basketball, to getting the job here when those guys were going to be sophomores. All those things flow through your brain. And you're just so lucky and grateful that you had the opportunity to be a part of their lives for so many nights and just impart, and just have fun with them. So sometimes you're frustrated and you want to win, but it's more than that. It's being a part of kids' lives. It's changing them, hoping that they remember things when they're in a difficult spot, because they will be. Sometime in their life, they remember one thing you may have said. They remember one thing that you imparted to them. So when you think about the season in totality, it was really special for me in a lot of different ways. Not just because my son was a senior and I got to walk him out and coach him on a senior night, but Ben and Danny, those guys I'll never forget. And I think what's also special is I think we've really set the tone for this program for many years to come. And I think, there's going to be a tremendous amount of success with the guys who are currently here and played for me last year, and the guys coming up in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
The sport of basketball, been playing it my whole life. It's a game, but at the same time, it's a way to bring people together. I still talk to kids I met when I was a freshman, the seniors. I'm still friends with them. Each year, basketball has brought friendships, memories. There's guys I'm gonna miss 100%. I've been playing basketball with Cody, Ben my whole life. The younger guys, Alex Perez, Ilio, Cam, those are guys I've grown very close with, and it probably wouldn't have happened without basketball. So I owe a lot of friendships and a lot of good memories to basketball.
So I'll start with Danny. And again, all these kids are very, very special to me. Danny, I think, struggled because he never had a role, and he was trying to find that role. And one of the things I respect so much about Danny Kuhn is that whatever I asked him to do, he tried. He moved in different positions. When we needed a leader, he stepped up and became that leader. So I have so much respect for Danny, because whatever role I gave him, he embraced. And he took the mantra of leading by example, but then also leading by his voice. And I can't tell you how many times he would arrive with a bunch of guys in his car. It's like, oh, Coach, we went out to breakfast, or we did this together, or I gave him a ride, I talked to this guy, or I pulled this guy aside. So there's things that I know that I didn't see that Danny did that probably no one else do. And we don't have the type of season we have without Danny Kuhn. So although the stats may not be there, the numbers may not be there, and they don't blow you away with points scored or rebound, but Danny did so many things under the radar. the quality of kid he is, his character. You could tell, and I've known his parents for very long, that they raised this wonderful young man who I know is going to be very, very successful and has just great qualities that he'll take into college and he'll take into the business world.
Coach Cardillo is like a great guy. He comes to us with a lot of passion and energy, and I think that really resonates with the players, and especially for me, Danny and Cody, when we've been around him basically since childhood, and he's kind of brought us along all these ways and taught us many things like about life, which is very important. I think I took a lot of things away that he said and have influenced my life, and that's something you could appreciate a lot with a coach.
So Ben, so I think one of the best things about Ben Santos is his happy-go-lucky attitude, his smile, his laugh, and the way he kept us loose all year long. And I'll say this with Ben. So Coach Guidetti, our varsity assistant, pulled Ben aside right before the Highland Park game. And most people don't even notice. And we had talked prior to this about what we needed from Ben. And we knew we needed to hear from a different voice, not just me, because sometimes when you're with kids for a long time, that your voice gets stale. And Coach Guidetti pulled him aside and had a real long talk with him about what we needed to see from him, how he needed to play, what he needed to do. And if you looked at and that was after a tough loss against South River, and we bounced back the next day and won. And the big part of it was Ben, right? He had a great game scoring the ball. He rebounded the ball. He played great defense. And I think that really turned the season for us. So his performance really, he was the engine for us all year long. And when he was hurt, we were not at our best. He's our best athlete all year long, best athlete in the program. So, Ben really provided us with a spark, whether it was his laugh and his personality, his jokes, but how he matured is one of the most impressive things. And how he came when I first started him as a sophomore, because he did start as a sophomore, to the end of his senior year, he came so far. And that's one of the things that I'm most proud of Ben, his maturity level on the court, but also his ability to know when to make that joke, when to laugh, when to have fun, but also when to be a leader. And he found that balance, which was really impressive because it's hard for a lot of kids.
Being with the same group of guys, me, Ben, Danny, and obviously my dad, the coach, since as long as I can remember, 6th grade St. Francis travel team. Honestly, for me, it's just been about being with the team. And, I love basketball, I love playing, but it's just something about being with, your friends and just playing something that you all love and all want to work for. It's just been amazing, and I'm definitely going to miss it.
And then lastly, obviously, my son. So, the one thing I wish he would have been healthy all year. And I wish that not just because he's my son, but I think he would have been a great asset to our team. He averaged 4.5 rebounds a game, playing limited minutes. And there's so many games where Coach Guidetti would come up to me, Cody can't go in the second half. I'll never forget, too, I get a text from the Johnson Regional coach after they beat us over there in the tournament. And we were talking about a couple things, and he said, listen, bottom line is if your son plays, you beat us. And I think that is true for a lot of the season. Is going without him, we lost our physical presence. We lost one of our best rebounders. And we just lost a kid that did things for us that nobody else in the program could do. Whether it's taking a charge, whether it's the physicality that he brought to the table, whether it's the rebound that he'd get, or just his energy on the bench. And one of the things I'll say is, here's someone who as a junior was a captain. And he came to me in a very private moment and said, listen, Coach, Dad, I don't think I should be a captain this year because I'm not ready to be that leader. Physically, mentally, it's just not there. And he's actually one of the people who said to me, look, I think Danny Kuhn's your guy. And he was one of the reasons why Danny became our captain. So when you look at the selflessness of him, and he just gave up of himself all year long, whether it's playing injury, because there were times, to be honest, where he wasn't sure he was going to play. So it was, hey, he's finally healthy enough to play. We'll get everything out of him. And he'll always tell you, too, if you ask him, the reason why he said to me as we were coming off the floor in the timeout against Roosevelt Park with the ball at the very end, he goes, Dad, Coach, Cam should have the ball. And when I looked at Cam's eyes, I knew that Cody had called it because he had looked at Cam just the same way I would and knew he wanted the ball and knew he needed the ball. So the stats say one thing about some of our kids, whether it's Cody or Danny or even Ben, but when you break it down, the things that they brought to the table over the course of the last 3 years, you can't measure that in statistics because their heart, their personalities, their leadership qualities. I couldn't ask for a better group. I really couldn't, because when I got the job when they were sophomores, they were in a big transition, so they had to adapt to the guy we, went over his house to hang out with his son, or he was a coach from third grade. Like, how do we transition that? So those 3 guys handled it so well. And again, I think a lot of our success that's going to happen down the road is going to be a big part of what they did the last 3 years. And people won't know that. I'll know it, and our coaching staff will know it. But, all the guys who've come before them, too, that I've coached, when we turn the corner, and we will, and I know we will, I will look back and say, guys like Dom Schiappa, Liam Benderly, Max Cohn, and Ben Galliotta, and so many other guys, including Cody, Ben, and Danny, those guys are a huge part of all the success that's to come.
What's up, Alex Perez? I'm a nobody, I'm a loser, so you haven't heard of me on this series yet, but great to be here. I'm a sophomore. I think this year was the building year, and next year we're really going to dominate. So, I'm really excited on both levels, and it's going to be great next year. And I'm always looking to the future. We're good. Go Dogs.
Ladies and gentlemen, future varsity star, Lulu Mellon. Cut that out. That's his name. Yeah, cut that out. Keep that. My name's Luis Vigo. They call me Big Lou. Lulu Mellon. No one calls me that. Future varsity athlete.
Oh yeah, my fro's way better than this dude's.
Put like a poll in the comments of the video.
Put a poll. We don't know damn well.
Yeah, put a poll. No, nobody thinks that. People know me because of the fro. People know you as a dancer.
Bro, no one knows me as that. Bro.
Like Cam, the kid with the nice fro, who stars varsity.
Has anyone ever said that?
Lewis, the dancer, who's on the bench for varsity.
No one's ever said that.
That's how they introduce us.
I've never heard somebody say, "Oh, Lewis the dancer."
That's what I said.
Absolute goofball, clown in the locker room, always making jokes. But all jokes aside, really good player, and he plays the game the right way. He's got very high IQ, basketball mind that is honestly entertaining to watch and play with.
Real positive influence for the team, whether he's telling you something important or just talking. He's a real good guy to have on the squad.
How tall are you? 6'2"?
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3, family!
Well, with the end of that game, that wraps up our season and the end of live streaming all of these home games. It's been a pleasure, Jared, being able to call all these games with you. It's now the 3rd season that I've been announcing and your 2nd season, but awesome job for the Bulldogs this season. Great to track their progression. We knew they were a young team. We knew how much potential they had, and boy, did they show that off this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's bittersweet to, sign off one last time, but this team has shown that they can really make it big in these next few seasons with the culture that Coach Cardillo is creating. So I'm excited to see, where it can go from here.
From Ike Bush and for Jared Popek, Mr. Cathcart, Cindy Gordesky, and the rest of the media club, we're signing off of the Bulldog Report for one last time.